Thereat Leodogran rejoiced, but thought to sift his doubtings to the last, and asked, fixing full eyes of question on her face, "The swallow and the swift are near akin, but thou art closer to this noble prince, being his own dear sister." And she said, "Daughter of Gorlois and Ygerne am I." "And therefore Arthur's sister?" asked the king. She answered, "These be secret things, and sign to those two sons to pass, and let them be." And Gawain went, and breaking into song sprang out, and followed by his flying hair ran like a colt, and leapt at all he saw. But Modred laid his ear beside the doors, and there half heard, the same that afterward struck for the throne, and striking found his doom. And then the queen made answer, "What know I? For dark my mother was in eyes and hair, and dark in hair and eyes am I. And dark was Gorlois, yea, and dark was Uther too, well nigh to blackness. But this king is fair beyond the race of Britons and of men. Moreover, always in my mind I hear a cry from out the dawning of my life, a mother weeping, and I hear her say, 'Oh, that ye had some brother, pretty one, to guard thee on the rough ways of the world.'" "Ay," said the king, "and hear ye such a cry? But when did Arthur chance upon thee first?" "O king," she cried, "and I will tell thee true, he found me first when yet a little maid. Beaten I had been for a little fault, whereof I was not guilty. And out I ran and flung myself down on a bank of heath, and hated this fair world and all therein, and wept, and wished that I were dead. And he, I know not whether of himself he came, or brought by Merlin, who, they say, can walk unseen at pleasure. He was at my side, and spake sweet words, and comforted my heart, and dried my tears, being a child with me. And many a time he came, and evermore as I grew greater, grew with me. And sad at times he seemed, and sad with him was I, stern too at times, and then I loved him not, but sweet again, and then I loved him well. And now of late I see him less and less, but those first days had golden hours for me, for then I surely thought he would be king. But let me tell thee now another tale, for Blaise, our Merlin's master, as they say, died but of late, and sent his cry for me. To hear him speak before he left his life, shrunk like a fairy changeling lay the mage, and when I entered told me that himself and Merlin ever served about the king, Uther, before he died. And on the night when Uther and Tintagel passed away, moaning and wailing for an heir, the two left the still king, and passing forth to breathe, then from the castle gateway by the chasm, descending through the dismal night, a night in which the bounds of heaven and earth were lost, beheld so high upon the dreary deeps, it seemed in heaven, a ship, the shape thereof a dragon winged, and all from stern to stern, bright with the shining people on the decks, and gone as soon as seen. And then the two dropped to the cove, and watched the great sea fall, wave after wave, each mightier than the last, till last a ninth one, gathering half the deep, and full of voices, slowly rose and plunged roaring, and all the wave was in a flame. And down the wave and in the flame was borne a naked babe, and rode to Merlin's feet, who stooped and caught the babe, and cried, "The king! Here is an heir for Uther." And the fringe of that great breaker, sweeping up the strand, lashed at the wizard as he spake the word, and all at once all round him rose in fire, so that the child and he were clothed in fire. And presently thereafter followed calm, free sky and stars, and this the same child, he said, is he who reigns, nor could I part in peace till this were told. And saying this, the seer went through the strait and dreadful pass of death, not ever to be questioned any more, save on the further side. But when I met Merlin and asked him if these things were truth, the shining dragon and the naked child descending in the glory of the seas, he laughed as is his wont, and answered me in riddling triplets of old time, and said, Rain, rain, and sun, a rainbow in the sky, a young man will be wiser by and by, an old man's wit may wander ere he die. Rain, rain, and sun, a rainbow on the lea, and truth is this to me, and that to thee, and truth or clothed or naked let it be. Rain, sun, and rain, and the free blossom blows, sun, rain, and sun, and where is he who knows? From the great deep to the great deep he goes. So Merlin riddling angered me, but thou fear not to give this king thy only child, Guinevere. So great bards of him will sing hereafter, and dark sayings from of old, ranging and ringing through the minds of men, and echoed by old folk beside their fires for comfort after their wage work is done, speak of the king. And Merlin in our time hath spoken also, not in jest, and sworn, though men may wound him, that he will not die, but pass again to come, and then or now utterly smite the heathen under foot, till these and all men hail him for their king.